Big brother, it's big brother, it's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother. It's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. I'm past the gravy, bro.
What is up, fam? Happy Sunday. I know we're running a little bit late, but we are here for a Big Brother Sunday episode recap. We're also going to give you our Week 6 power rankings. It's Alex, Emma, and Allison. Just me and the gals tonight because Pat's too tired. Pat's too sleepy. He's too
got a
sleepy
big old boo-boo, too.
Podcast. No, and then Chris, I don't know if
He
this
does
is
a big
busy.
old boo-boo.
He does have boo-boo.
A big old boo-boo. Just a big old baby.
Chris is busy, so Chris will be back. But we're going to let Chris off the hook, just not Pat, who does more podcasts than Chris, but not Pat.
Never let up.
Always Chris. So yeah, what's up? We're gonna pull up the chat right now. Y'all can tune in and join us live after every episode on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. What has the chat got to say today?
It's already very busy.
Chat's lit. Raimundo says he loves Turner. I think we all love Turner, but I don't know. Do we love Turner any less after we get to Balloon Gate, which we're gonna talk about a little bit tonight?
No, I support Turner and Balloon Gate.
I support Turner and Balloon
I think we're pretty unanimous. I mean, I pretty much support anybody that's not Jasmine. Todd Voss says, that's his alien speak. We did get I thought that it wasn't terrible, the competition that they aired. Like, I usually, since we know the result, and if you were following through the last podcast, we told you who won. So it was not news to any of us. It was I thought that they made it entertaining where they were kind of doing stories as they were weaving the stories into the competition. What did you think of it? What did you guys think?
Yeah, I mean,
it's not Wallapalooza, but
it should have been Wallapalooza.
Should have been Wallapalooza. I think that it was so short. They had to do something. So editing in was really their only choice.
That's true, but I thought that the way they did it was kind of clever, and it didn't seem just like they were throwing filler stuff in there. Although I was waiting, I thought we were gonna get more of the Joseph and Taylor, then I guess I don't know, where Joseph could have been I don't know, me and Taylor have this thing, but then we saw was it the Five Swatters Alliance that I completely forgot that existed.
it's not important.
Completely, but it was one conversation.
It's not real.
Nobody else went back to it. But she's how they say fly swatters? What if?
She was so proud of herself.
She was. When she said, we have been talking about fly swatters. Had they been?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Jasmine.
There was no lead up.
Maybe Jasmine had.
Man, I'm slappier than a fly swatter.
I remember us getting our first bug zapper.
I think a lot of that is Jasmine. We've been talking about it. Jasmine, you just ramble on your random inner monologues that you just talk to people about, and I'm not really paying attention. Joseph, right after it happened, walks to the other end, and they're what was it called? Was it called anything? He's it's fly swatters. I don't know. I was just laying there, and I got included in it. So yes, it was Jasmine, Indy, Alyssa, basically the remaining girls, minus Brittany, who was already kind of on the outs with girls. Basically the remaining girls, and then Joseph and Kyle, and dumb. But I thought they were going to do more like Jasmine and Joseph, and I completely had forgotten about the Five Swatters, where that was Joseph's tie into it, because I was that was a conversation they had.
It did happen.
That was the thing that happened. Okay, tight. And I was then the Jasmine thing, when they went to Jasmine and Joseph's showmance thing, how long were you all right, what are they gonna rip out the lays? When's the lays coming in?
Oh no, I figured this one was gonna be the real thing about it.
But I was still they got me already. I was she's gonna be and the lays too, am I right?
I really want them to do the Rachel, nothing comes between me and my lays. But maybe they're saving that for another day.
Finale night.
When Taylor starts to get jealous.
Maybe. I don't know if she's going to get that jealous. I don't know. There's a lot of jealousy happening right now, and it's not coming from her.
Little comments from Alyssa from the Peanut Gallery.
That's enough.
Like kind of just bouncing around. I mean, like the wall comp was the majority of the episode. I felt like then, and I mean, if y'all want to stick around with the power rankings, everybody that's just watching and listening, like I feel like it's gonna take a hit. Johnny brings up in the chat a good point that Turner and Monty definitely realized how much of an irrational liability Taylor is. Her nomination suggestions were ridiculous. She kind of sucks as an HOH, and I mean, we stan our queen, okay? We stan our queen, Taylor. I'm not trying to piss off the Tay Hive, okay? I'm not trying to piss off the Tay Hive, but which is what I'm calling them now.
It works. That's fine.
We're just gonna go with that. But, I'm not trying to piss off anybody, but just like we've kind of talked about this on the podcast before, where it's like
she's not great.
Taylor kind of seems like she sucks at Big Brother. No, she seems like she sucks at Big Brother.
We always talk about it. Love her. She stinks.
Yeah,
great person. Not great Big Brother player.
This is the first HOH since the bestie twist is over. And they even said that like the bestie twist gave you a lot more like leniency, whatever, room for error, because you really only needed to figure out who was your target and then who the other person was going up.
True. But still, like,
so like I think
the end of the game, Taylor.
Well, right. But I think that it had been so long since they had like a non-bestie HOH that I think everyone has kind of been scrambling, because like she has had 6 targets. Like she's been talking about everybody. But at the same time, it's like because she's HOH, she's catching the flack for that. But like it's the whole alliance that's switching every 3 hours.
But it did not give you like, not necessarily to the extent that Daniel was week 1, but it gave me kind of Daniel HOH vibes where like, okay, so what I need to do is like, I'm going to probably throw like you up there, and they're like, well, what about this? And then they put in like an immediate flaw. Yeah. Okay, you're right. And like she just immediately switched.
Yeah, she definitely didn't think things through. She's not fantastic. I think Turner even said today that like he hopes she doesn't get another HOH because it's just chaotic. But
Danielle says, did you catch her pageant walk when she made her noms? Yeah, she did do that. And here we go. I don't miss my shots, okay? Fancy pageant walk off. Which I like, she had the like pink dress on and the robe. It was like classy but also relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, best of both worlds.
Yeah, you're an idiot if you don't wear the robe for your
ceremony. Yeah. No, it makes me happy that in more recent seasons people have just rocked the robe like the whole time. Like Turner just lived in that robe when he was HOH.
Well, it's a different one, isn't it? Because that one probably stinks.
Well, the guys, I think sometimes they have red ones. Usually it's the guys that get the blue ones, the girls that get the pink ones. But then I've seen people with red ones before.
They've had like dark gray ones recently.
Yeah,
haven't they?
I feel like I've seen white ones too.
They're just doing it to sell those. Somebody's going to spend $75 in a robe that says HOH in the back of it.
Is that somebody you?
I already have a sick kimono I rock. I don't need an HOH.
All right.
It's a shorty. If anyone wants to think it's a shorty.
I'm not surprised.
We'll post it. I'll do the podcast in it next time on Wednesday.
So much thighs in that, I'm sure.
Johnny says, how long before somebody in the leftovers takes a shot at Michael? I mean, I think we're kind of getting down to like, they even said it tonight, there's just 3 or 4 non-leftovers at this point. So they are whittling it down, and you're getting to the point where you can just take a shot and still have the numbers no matter what. It's been discussed. Like you're seeing the cracks, like the people that are aligning with one another. You know, you have Michael and Brittany kind of discussing, like maybe we need to do like a Joseph or a Monty thing. And Michael, honestly, he's the king of this game. He is the best player in the game right now, and has been the whole season. But Michael was like what the fuck, Joseph and Joseph, like you're just like laying there. And Kyle wasn't Monty, it was Joseph and Kyle. Yeah. He was like, they're playing in the middle of the house. We all know what you're doing. Kyle's got his little girlfriend thing over there. Joseph's kind of just like, he didn't really know how serious the fly swatters was, but just like was. I've got blood all over my hands. I've got all these comp wins. I'm winning shit left and right. You know, we got other people doing stuff right there. Like you can't just like be looked at as a physical threat and not win to help out the alliance. And at a certain point, like you do have to get. I mean, That's the question. That's the question you got to worry about right now. But like the way that they are perceived in the house, like, man, they're big physical comp threats, and it's like they haven't done anything. Kyle has won 2 comps. I almost spoiled something, but like he has won 2 comps this season.
You didn't have to say that because now it's kind of obvious.
I was gonna say, what's the spoiler thing?
He wins
I
next
think it's gonna be
HOH.
easier to get into
we
this.
know a week in advance.
Yeah, he wins both of the 2 HOHs that are coming up.
Is the next episode the one with fans, or is the Thursday episode?
Should be the Thursday. The live audience is coming back on Thursday.
Oh,
yeah, it was announced this weekend. It was in my updates, I think. I don't remember.
Well, that's exciting because it was getting awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, the live audience is coming back on Thursday. I don't know. This week has been a lot. There's been a lot happening.
I feel like, yeah, every time I like saw your, like I was out of town this weekend, but every time I would like check on Instagram, I was like, what's going on?
I was watching it all day on Saturday. Like I literally was watching the feeds all day and I still was like, what is happening?
Yeah, it seems like
I think I know what's going on now, but I don't.
What are we going to do without
really
Jasmine?
difficult.
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna have like a relief for like a week. It'll be nice, but then we're gonna like sort of miss like how we could just dump on her.
She doesn't run the house, but this is like the Jasmine show.
Well, we're gonna
Everything
definitely
seems to like suck to her
because she always does something dumb, and you're like, can you fucking believe what you said? What?
Well, and she makes everything the biggest deal, like this balloon gate thing that's going on right now. Like that's
she knows that she got Muffin Gate, and I bet they asked her about hashtag Muffin Gate, and she's like, guys, it's a hashtag. The world's talking about us.
Hashtag.
Because then what was the other one? What was the
Cookie
other
Gate happened,
Cookie
and
Gate,
then
and it was like, yeah, that's not a real one. But then
no one really cared about that.
You think she knows what Watergate is?
No, I don't think most people get the gate part of that at
How
all.
old is Jasmine?
I mean,
I remember like
considering
when
some of her questions after the veto competition, which I won't spoil anything of, I don't think she knows much about anything.
Honey.
Or as Ruth said on Ozark, I don't know shit about Buck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I personally I don't know shit about Dick. Cidergate.
Cidergate. Fucking who could forget? It's so memorable.
Jasmine was in that one though. That was Alyssa.
Well, that's why we don't remember it.
Jasmine's 29.
Well, this is her birthday week, so.
Oh my god, she's 30.
She's 30.
God, she could. I would, but like, okay. Awkward conversation from the show tonight. We had the Jasmine or the Taylor. Why don't we nominate Jasmine thing? And we did talk about Kyle being super problematic, being like, yo, we need to go after people.
Mm-hmm.
Could this not somewhat validate what Kyle was saying?
No.
I don't agree with what he was doing.
I understand.
With that.
Yeah.
But it's like, literally, if I was like, yo, I'm just not gonna, I don't feel comfortable putting up another white dude, man. Like, I'm just not gonna do that. I came in the house saying that. Like, they're like,
I think that it's different.
It's weird in a game. It's just weird in a game. I don't think that it was because of race. I think that it's weird when it's like, but this is cool. This is a cookout type move where you're like, I will not nominate people that are African American women. I will not do that. It's like I'm not upset at it, but it's weird the logistics of like Kyle got dragged, and this is like
it's back on him. I think that it's different from the cookout in that she will absolutely evict Jasmine. She just doesn't want it to be on her HOH. Like, she's not protecting her by any means. And the last night she did start to talk about, kind of going back on that. So like, yeah, Raymundo said that I think Taylor would felt different if she knew how Jasmine felt about her. That definitely comes up.
That's part of the Big Brother game, yeah.
And so
like, you're not getting all the info in the house, and I understand that, but it's just like they like it wasn't like it was just a one mention. Like they brought it up 3 separate times on the show, and it was just kind of like,
Twitter's upset about that. Twitter's upset that they brought that up, but they won't bring up Kyle's All White Alliance,
Because
which
CBS wants people to be able to still
is
watch
coming
it.
back too. He's turning the corner. Let's circle back.
Oh, God.
Turner and Joseph told her to. Todd says Turner and Joseph told. Maybe they did. They may have.
I think
but-
originally when they brought her the leftovers, they did, but like Jasmine hasn't stopped, but she's gotten better at being fake to Taylor. So like Taylor had a really long cam talk. I don't remember if it was yesterday or today about how like she literally said like maybe y'all will tell me when I get out of this house what it is about me that these girls are still talking about me, still laughing at me behind my back, still being mean to me after all of this. So like I think she kind of knows, but like doesn't know the full extent of it, and like
Yeah.
I don't.
And until you get out, you're never gonna truly know the full extent of anything.
Yeah, I guess she doesn't know that the world would forgive her for putting up Jasmine.
Yeah, like
Definitely.
they're not
Yeah.
gonna
Even
like
clap
virulence.
actually for
Yeah.
that. You know, that's
Yeah.
But like Jasmine's just like fakeness is so like obvious that she's like she is playing nice and she is trying to be like fake, like you said, but it's like when she like won HOH and Jasmine.
Oh yeah, her face.
I can't not see Cabbage Patch Doll when
She
I
just
look
kind
at
of look
her.
like
I'm
Cabbage
just so
Patch
happy
Kid.
that you won. This is just so
Exactly.
this is so great for you. Good.
So great for
Good.
you.
So great.
I love this for you.
Well, I'm wackier and looser than noodles in a pot, or whatever she said. Also, like the Turner segment where he was like brief segment during the walk comp where he was just doing all
I think
the
it was
jazz things.
Great.
And then
What
when he
about the
finally got
ribs?
one, he's like, "That one would."
She would say that one.
That was a good one.
It's
That was
about
a good
ribs.
one.
Yeah, I mean it's with everything like so much has happened this week. I think it's a little hard to discuss before the spoiler alert, just because I don't want to ruin things and be spoilers, but also it's just like so much.
Yeah. And it's very dependent on like our power rankings. We'll get to that here. So like to wrap up thing, I feel like we kind of like it was other than like the comp, like it was pretty. Taylor struggling to put up people. She's not going to nominate Jasmine.
Showmance.
Then Fly Swatter, Five Swatters, Showmance possibility. And then
Joseph being scared of Indy. That was cute.
Joseph was scared. That one,
I did like that one.
But then who, like, this is all of us. Make that like the tweet where he was like the wet sheet. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed and I totally left this in the dryer and I forgot to hit dry again. And damn it.
There's been times where I've slept like on the wet sheet in the corner because I don't want to admit to you that I waited too long to grab the sheet. So you'd be like, you always do this because that's something I always do. Forget that they're in there.
But like, yeah, Joseph's like just like a sweet person because like Indy, like I feel like would be very. Yeah, I don't really care that you're mad. I'm going to bed. I'm making my bed.
She's gonna
I'm
be
not
pissed no
bouncing
matter
on it.
what.
I'm scared of Indy, and I don't even know.
Yeah.
her.
She's like a little bulldog, just wandering. Like she's. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't want to piss her off.
Well,
I'm not
yeah,
in the room
people
with
who
her.
aren't afraid to tell you exactly how they feel are great, but terrifying.
But like when Jasmine, when Taylor was talking about putting her up, and she's like, this is what I was afraid of. That was not a great Indy. I'm working on it. We're still working on it. We're figuring it out.
You're
but
doing
then,
so good.
Okay. All right, neat. And then she like wanders, like storms out of the room, and Taylor's like, "Well, that wasn't really how I wanted it to go." I don't think you like did a great job delivering that, but
No, but she promised all.
Indy
of
wasn't
the
going to
girls'
take it well
safety.
anyways, so it didn't matter.
No, and it's Taylor's fault for promising safety.
And
That
she
was
wanted to
true.
win
Gotta be
HOH. She wanted to win
Everyone
HOH
checks her
and not
back.
get blood on her hand. And like at her, like the way she could have looked at it, I think if she had taken a step back, and I get that you wanted to win the HOH, you want to get the house letter. I understand all of that, but like if you could like remove yourself from the game and look down on it, it's like letting Kyle win that HOH would have been the best thing for her game, I think, because Kyle was going to save Alyssa. Then Kyle is public enemy number one because
It would have
turns against
blown
her.
up Kyle's game too.
Then you're just boom, you're a phantom. You can win another HOH.
Yeah.
Nobody's looking at you. You're not on anybody's radar. But because of what you're doing now, Taylor's name is going to be floated out there to other people. Taylor being kind of an incompetent HOH thus far. Like,
No, I mean,
that's going to
she
be like,
is.
hey, it's like what you were saying with Turner was like, maybe, like, probably not a great idea for her to win HOH again. Like, none of that gets talked about. You take Taylor one more one more week with you just because you're like, okay, cool. Kyle is fucked next week. If you just fall down, I understand you want all the cool stuff with the HOH, but like let Kyle just destroy his own game, and then you get no blood on your hands at all.
Yeah, I mean it's realistically,
you don't have to nominate Jasmine. Like that would have been easy.
Yeah, way better for her if Kyle had won. Kyle would have completely blown up his game because he is playing both sides of the house. And then especially with next week and the two, like splitting the house in two and having two HOHs, like Taylor can't compete in anything. Like she is, she's screwed.
Todd says, speaking of Allison's feed notes, she keeps talking about the leftover turning on Kyle. So how funny is it? He keeps taking credit for creating that.
I mean,
does he know he's in trouble?
I don't think so, because they're doing a great job skirting around it. Joseph, that's just like one more thing. Like with Joseph, is just like he's not getting the credit on the game, like on the show, for like what he's doing in this game. Where like he's the very likable. Like I would say right now, would it go like America's favorite? Is it Taylor? And then like way down there, but like second would be Joseph probably. He's just very likable.
I don't know. So actually, for the first time all season, because of her HOH reign, Taylor lost the top spot on the Joker's ratings for favorite house guest, and Turner won it. Turner took it.
Oh, okay. So
He's been
Turner,
up there for days.
Yeah.
Turner, and then maybe
Michael.
Fuck. Okay, but Michael.
Yeah, it'd be Taylor, Turner, Michael. I would say like he's top.
Joseph's up there though.
Taylor Turner Michael sounds like a '90s sitcom actor.
It really does. It really does.
Turner Michael.
Okay, so maybe I spoke too soon, but just I feel like Joseph's just getting such like a weird edit for like he is a likable dude.
It's because he's too hot.
He's a fun guy, but like they
just want to make him the candy.
They're like, how funny is this? Like he's scared of Indy, and it's like he's also just negotiating all kinds of shit that we are not talking about.
No, you can't be a double threat.
Is he gonna get with Taylor? Is he not? Huh? What about this? Can he get a bed sheet fitted? I don't know.
Have I ever seen him with a shirt on? No.
No.
They won't let you.
Do you think like he
only
goes to
sometimes,
DIY
and it's a
like,
button up that is like unbuttoned to here or something, just all the way
down. It's
down.
not unbuttoned to your belly button. We send it back.
You will not make the show tonight. You need to be naked.
Wow, he's not just a piece of meat.
No, I agree.
I know,
but that's what CBS thinks.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna see, what Taylor's gonna do after the veto is over. We'll talk about the veto here in a second. But if you want to not know any further spoilers, this is your time to tune out. Be sure to tune in on our Wednesday episode recap. So around
we didn't talk about the noms.
Oh, we said she nominated Indy and Terrence. And Terrence, we kind of talked about it. We did a billion spoiler alerts in the last episode, but like Terrence sort of problematic. Saying that women did or interviews in relationships and stay deserve it. That was not mentioned once.
No, they're not going to mention that at all.
Which it's like probably not the best idea to go that route. But they just quietly like, why is Terrence up? Like that's weird.
Well, I mean, he was also
as a casual
complete
fan
asshole to Taylor. Like he said something like, "I wasn't sensitive to what Taylor wanted or to say to Taylor's feelings," and I was like, "Nah, man, you were calling her a bitch. You were like telling everybody that, talking to Dano about how you didn't think she could have actually won a beauty pageant. Like he was one of the meanest recently."
There was that one little moment when they were on the wall and he told her not to talk to him.
Don't talk to me.
They only put that in to justify the nomination.
That's why he's up. That's why.
Taylor's petty.
So funny.
But so yeah, Terrence, Indy are the noms, and there is a bigger threat in the house, and she stares at Monty, and it's like that's not gonna be the way they go this week. They're definitely not gonna do that.
Yes.
So yeah, if you want to tune in on Wednesday, go make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page. I'm at Alex J Middleton. Emma's at Little EM Tweets. Allison's at Affable Allison. We are at Pass Gravy Bro. Follow us on all social media platforms. And if you don't want the spoilers, this is your time to tune out. If you do, hang tight. We got a little spoiler alert for you.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Jeez, remember when we didn't have that?
Yeah.
Those
Ruined
those
so
days
much.
sucked. Those days sucked
no
when we didn't have
warning.
the spoiler alert.
So
The
much
best
better
was
now.
you weren't doing the Thursday one, but anytime anybody would fall on the wall comp,
Yeah, I heard.
Allison.
Pat got it more than I did because my feeds were behind.
So, Philistine, give us the spoilers.
That's
All
how I
of them.
felt about them recently. So the leftovers I think are done as an alliance.
It's looking that way.
Yeah, Michael and Brittany don't like that Kyle and Joseph are playing the middle, but they also are, I guess, wanting to go to Kyle as their alliance. So, like, what is happening now is there was the veto. It was the pick a prize punishment one, the whatever
Yankee
they call
swap.
it. Yeah,
Yankee
that
swap.
one. Yankee swap. And Kyle
I got you an iPod.
Kyle won the veto and told both Terrence and Indy he would 100% use it on them. And then there's just been so much back and forth about who's going up. Right now, the majority of the leftovers, spearheaded by Michael and Brittany, literally, there's a leftover meeting, everyone but Kyle, because Kyle was, yes, somebody asked, did they finally seal the deal? Yes, Kyle was not in the meeting because he was in the have-not room having sex with Alyssa on a floaty.
Nice, guys.
I heard she was on her period.
Hey,
She
good for them
is.
for not being discriminatory during the time.
He
that they
like
went
just
out.
could not wait there.
He was
You
bricked
know,
up.
when
That's what they say.
when it's time, it's time. What
He's
makes it more
bussin', yo.
special
On
than
God.
being on a floaty?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
It's like we did it in the pool.
high school all over again.
Ew.
Summer.
Ooh. But yeah, so he was off doing
privacy.
that. Michael and Brittany brought up,
Did they show it?
Where did they meet? Were they in the HOH room and they were in the have not room?
yeah, they were like right next door to each other.
Like, did the feeds like have it?
No, it didn't have it on there. We didn't find
okay.
out until today because Alyssa was crying. And she talked to Turner and she told him that they finally went all the way last night. And so her anxiety was that now he's acting weird.
Oh God! You can't
After they
explain
had
the voice.
sex. Yeah. So
Turner. She confided in Turner.
she confided in Turner, who then she was like, don't tell anyone. And then Turner went up to Kyle and was like, hey, I'm not supposed to know this, but I know y'all fucked.
I saw like I follow a bunch of those accounts,
Kyle
the
just
like the
blushed.
Jokers and Hamster Watch on Twitter.
Yeah.
That just like tell you in like real time, like just like copy paste what they were saying on the feeds, and like that was the first like this weekend. The first thing I checked on like Twitter when I got home, like it was like Turner to Kyle. Look, I know you two did it, and it was
Yeah.
like I was like, what? What? Excuse me?
Yeah.
What have I missed this weekend?
So much.
So I know. And then I started digging. I was like, whoa, fuck!
Everything
That's the worst
happened.
weekend.
But yeah, so he was in that meeting and Brittany and Michael were like, well, what about Alyssa?
Oh, bad timing.
What about
Mr.
Alyssa
Green?
as the renom? And then everybody in the leftovers was like, yeah, this is the time. She's the biggest threat of the 4 non-leftovers. So like, it's time. And then afterward, when they were like all on the plan to do it, Michael and Brittany went to Kyle and were like, hey, by the way, this is kind of the plan and we don't like it.
Okay.
So like Twitter does not like Michael Brittany right now. And
we can't do that to Alyssa. Like, how dare they? That she would just be.
well, they didn't know this at the time.
They didn't know. They didn't know.
That's why.
I will never get a date again. Like, that's just terrible.
Right. That's why Turner talked to Kyle about it, because he was like, I understand now why you're so like, I cannot use the veto and put her up right now. It cannot be this week. But like,
God.
nobody else knows.
Did she use her vagina to stay off the block?
Inadvertently, absolutely she did. But she didn't know she did.
Automatic.
So
She had that intuition.
you're right.
to give it up.
It's
There,
time.
it's nothing.
It really
Windows
did
says
save her game.
Twitter likes to be first. Not right.
Pick the floaty because it's easy to clean.
Oh,
Great point.
My
Great
grandparents
point.
watching. I don't.
No, it is a great point. Because they do have that outside shower. You just take it out there, hose it down,
Clean.
to carry it all the way down the stairs.
hose it down, justify it, and be like, no, this is from the wall comp. That's why all the paint's on it.
That's a weird walk of shame.
Bring-
You have just like a little floaty walking. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Is it one of them like a pineapple?
Yeah, they were on the butterfly, I think.
You just walk with a butterfly on this. What are you doing? We're going to the pool. Just,
No.
I just want this in the pool this
Just go.
time.
just this one. Just specifically this.
Got chemicals. It'll deal with all this stuff.
Oh my god.
What do they? And they throw it in the pool, and it looks like a shark attack. No,
I don't
Yeah, I
think
know
it's
it wouldn't.
that
No,
extreme.
it wouldn't. What if?
What if?
What if?
But yeah, so they're all Taylor, Monty, Joseph are like, look, you didn't want her to go last time she was on the block. This time you don't want her to go. If anything, that tells us she is the one that needs to go. It's not going to get easier to evict her later in the game.
Bros, I just hooked up though.
Well, they don't know that yet.
Yeah, but like now is the time. Like, look, bros.
Well, that's what like
How do you tell them?
I
That seems
think.
like a solid thing to let them know at this point. Yeah.
Like,
I
if
think-
Taylor is gonna say, "Here's
Yeah.
my hard rules on putting up Jasmine won't do it." Kyle will be like, "Here's my hard rule on."
I
fixing a
always
girl
had a
like
rule
this."
Not
that
after I
never-
fucked her for the very
I will
first
never
time.
backdoor somebody that
Can't
just
do
fucked
that
in the
to
house.
her.
Well,
Specifically,
I do
people that
think-
fucking pool
And then
floaters.
she would be alone for a whole week.
I do think Taylor would understand. I think Taylor would understand if he was like, look, there's
His favorite.
this happened and I cannot. I think Taylor would be like, oh, yep, see that?
power. They stick together there.
So it's like right now there's a inner leftover war on they're gonna strong arm Kyle into the alliance, and like with the point of saying that, like, you know, if you don't do this, you're fucking over your alliance for your showman. So when we do get to 7, this is kind of the thing that's giving us a reason to go after you first. And Kyle being like, no, I'm not using the veto, with Turner kind of the swing in the middle of that. Right now, it seems like Kyle might actually be with Michael. He just told Brittany that he trusts him and Michael more than anyone else. He outed the pound to Michael without saying the name, but he was like, don't you think it's weird that this, like, we had planned this the night before, our, like, us 4 guys, and then we brought you in. So there's just a lot happening right now. I don't think the veto's being used. I think Indy will be out this week. But like with the
You think
split,
India over Terrence though?
yeah.
Just because of the comp.
I think the comp, yeah, she stayed on too long.
I just didn't know if Terrence, like everything he's done lately, is like it's gonna be more of a moral.
No,
vote
it's the
or
guy's
a-
house. They don't care.
Yeah, I think that was really, I'll be on your side in the moment, but in the long run, he's not a threat to anyone's game.
True. And he won't win at the end.
He's not going to win anything. And I think they said Indy has a higher chance of winning a comp and putting them in danger. So they're going for her if she stays up. But I don't know what's happening right now. Literally every 5 seconds, it seems like something else is happening. But I mean, even Taylor last night was like, I could put up, last night, I don't know, maybe it was today. She's like, I could put up Jasmine. And Joseph said no. So it's just, yes. That was my face too. Like, why? That would be great.
That would be really great.
That would be really good.
Let's get her out.
I'm sick of her. Or just put her on the block so she freaks out. Like, I just want to see Jasmine sweating like a pig.
Yeah, I'd rather her go on the block.
Sweat like a pig in a luau.
On a Wednesday, so we don't have to hear about it for 2 days.
Yeah, right.
Would be ideal.
Speaking of Jasmine,
I mean,
We're
the
always
veto
forever
ceremony is tomorrow.
So
like in real life,
it's
hot tomorrow.
Yeah, but what else do we have besides Balloon Gate? Because I feel like we can wrap up with Balloon Gate, then get to power rankings. Because Balloon Gate's like inconsequential. I feel like of what's going on.
Yeah,
but like it's just some drama that unfolded today with Jasmine because everything that Jasmine does has to be dramatic.
I don't think there's much else that's been happening. It's just been what's happening within the leftovers, and they're like depending on how they're split up in the like 2 HOH groups, whatever, next week, I could see 2 leftovers leaving next week.
See that too.
That would be wild.
So like it's just I was looking at my power rankings and I was like, I literally don't know what to do. Nobody has a good game right now. Michael and Brittany are getting clocked by people. Like their game's about to blow up because their lies on like who's suggesting things or whatever, like that's gonna come out so easily. What is it? Freaking Joseph, Kyle and Turner were talking about how Joseph is playing the middle too hard, even though Kyle's doing the same thing. Again, Kyle said some stupid shit about how he, Michael, Brittany, and Turner are the silent majority in the Leftovers Alliance, and I cannot talk right now. I didn't even mean to say Turner's name. Monty, Joseph, and Taylor are the loud ones.
Oh God, Kyle.
Right? And so it's like
choice of words.
Well, it's not even true. It's literally not even true.
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
I know. So he has not escaped his KK Kyle.
KK Kyle.
Not at all. I don't think he ever will.
No, I don't think he ever will.
No. Well,
he has to leave the house to realize it.
I think that alliance might actually happen that he wants, his White Lions.
His White Lions.
His White Lions might actually happen now.
Would the internet hate that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't want them to hate Michael.
They do currently. It's just been every time I switch cameras or listen on a conversation, I'm like, how did this change?
Yeah, you like can't tune out. That's the beauty of Big Brother. It's a whole sport. Like we always joke about how like it's a sport to us until football season comes back, and it's like, yeah, it's been sporting a lot this weekend.
Yeah,
lots of sporting going down.
I feel like this is what happens when the people who run the house are recruits. Like it is kind of all over the place.
Yeah,
because like the cookout knew a lot about like what to do, and they just kind of wrote it out.
They just had an understanding.
Yeah.
You know, there was no way they were going to break up. The leftovers don't have that understanding. So they're free to change.
Yeah, which like 5 seconds. And they sure do, but
and it makes for a way more fun game though.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's been getting messy.
This has been the most enjoyable season I think since 20.
Yeah. No, it's been a great season. It's just I usually at this point I know who's going home on Thursday, and there's a part of me that's like Kyle still might use the veto. Like he might be like strong-armed into it.
He can't.
I don't think he will, but like at the same time, like it all kind of
I'd love to see
depends
it.
on.
Yeah, so like chaos would be great.
Yeah, it's all
For
going to
Alyssa,
depend
but
on
chaos.
the leftovers meeting that's going to
Yeah,
happen
my life.
tonight. But it's if they have that meeting, then it's going to come out that Michael and Brittany have been telling, like they told Alyssa that Taylor was going to target her. Joseph told Indy that Monty was never the target this week. I don't know. There's just been a lot. That's been messy.
I have a telephone.
Yeah. Well, before we get to the power rankings, last thing that's really kind of just Jasmine related was Balloon Gate.
Balloon Gate.
And I don't know if they're going to show this on the show. I feel like they won't
I feel like they will.
because it was sort of a sensitive issue. But Jasmine's dad's birthday, because Jasmine lost her dad before coming on the show. His birthday is like either this week or it was over the weekend or whatever. She was like,
It's the same day as her birthday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they share birthday.
Coming up. She said, I
It's his
wonder
birthday
if
week.
they'll let me release a balloon in honor of my father. And then she just kept kind of going on about how she thinks it'd be great and whether or not it would get out of the backyard. And at one point, like Turner's just kind of fucking around. Everybody's like on the back patio area, kind of just chilling. And Turner's like, "Have you ever like thought though, like if I release the balloon, like it's gonna pop at some point, and like what's gonna happen with that? Because I think a lot of times people don't think about that when they release those balloons, and then that could kill a bird or something, just environmentally.
They could eat
and
it.
like it was like." To me, it's like when you're like high and you make a comment and somebody like goes like off on like talking about aliens with you. Like, dude, no, when you really think about it, like all they have to do to come take over us is like,
No, and
you're
he
like,
even
wait,
said,
what?
He
And-
said, let's just maybe consider some alternatives.
Yeah, he did.
He
He
did come in
asked if
hot.
there was something else. Like, are we married to
Well,
this?
I
or...
haven't thought of it. I haven't thought of any alternatives. But I don't know. The way he did it was kind of just like very like, well, actually, and like I don't disagree with what he said. It was just like weird the way he like came at it, but like Turner wasn't really paying attention to the conversation at all.
I think it's because he hates her.
No, right? No, I think that.
And
I
he
think,
loves the earth. Like it
I
was
think
a double
I
whammy.
think, I think that too. But he was like also like kind of like dazed and like not paying attention, and like just heard releasing a balloon and was like, "But here," like I don't think he heard really the context she was even talking about. And then when he like got back to it, it was like, oh, well, like maybe think of like an alternative. I'm just saying, maybe look at that. And like Jasmine went off the handle, just like
Oh my God.
it was the worst thing ever.
I think
And-
Jasmine genuinely thinks that balloon would make it to heaven.
I don't
Like the way
disagree.
she was so upset was like, how dare you not let me send this balloon to my father? Like, I heard her, I don't know what sentence she said, but she was like, he won't see it or something. And I was like, no, he won't see it. A balloon's not making it, honey.
I don't think you're
not
wrong. Is what
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I don't.
Man, she was like, that's the most disrespectful thing I've ever heard. He's the most inconsiderate person I've ever met in my whole life.
And
He
then
just doesn't like you.
Joseph had to play like negotiator with her. Like, look, okay, no, I'm not saying he was right. I'm not saying he was right, but I just made me think like he cares about the earth so much, like, and you care about your dad, and like I just think you both. It's kind of y'all both. Everybody has different triggers, and maybe like that your dad like that wasn't something I don't think. And like Joseph was really sweet about everything he said, and I don't know.
She
Like,
snapped
Joseph,
at him.
He doesn't have to.
she did, but Joseph was just fucking.
Yeah.
Joseph is
he
the
was a
kind of guy
trooper.
who at parties goes to the bathroom, finds a crying girl, and then tries to solve her problem the rest of the night. And he's like,
Yeah.
what do we
You
do?
don't need
What
him.
do we
You
do?
don't need him, okay? Like, Joseph, where were you? He's like, well, this girl I met was just really sad. And
She
he's
was
like,
just
you don't know her.
sobbing.
Why?
The other girls were just, being mean to her.
They were
so
so
then I
mean.
had
They
to,
said-
go
they
and say,
made
hey,
fun of her
she
dress.
Didn't mean this, but she didn't mean this. Oh, I get that you mean that, but that's his.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because when she was like snapping at him, I was like, I was just like, all right, well, fuck you. Like, I'm out. All right, excuse me for just trying to like be like, I think he wasn't right, but I also think that you really overreacted. I think both things can be true.
Yeah.
Fuck me then. Like, I'm out. I'll just go fuck myself. I'm sorry. But then like Turner, and then like he was like, well, I'll get Turner to apologize. I don't think I can stomach an apology right now. I just need some time. And then like an hour later, Turner like talks to her, and like Jasmine tried to act like she was like, how big of me to accept your little meddling apology. Like you would have thought she was the fucking queen.
So you're telling me Jasmine hates the earth? That's all I hear.
Well, no, she's like, I didn't think about that, but I just know you're really passionate about.
Passionate.
She said something. She was like, the way you said it just made it sound like you cared more about that bird's life than my daddy's. It's like,
I didn't know your dad.
Your dad doesn't have a life anymore, my guy.
But also
Or
that
does.
balloon will exist forever. So maybe you do need to think about that.
Yeah, like, ooh.
Your first toothbrush still exists. I would have gone on my soapbox and been like, we need to talk more.
Joseph is our white knight, as Raymundo says. Hey, can we not bring up race, Raymundo? It's a very tough subject right now.
Don't know about that bird's life than my daddy's.
That's what she said.
My daddy's.
It is. But Turner was like very well spoken, very like thoughtful. He was like, look, I just am very passionate about this. I care about this. And I just, I didn't think, like in my mind, I didn't think about it the way that you were doing it. It was a comment that I should have rethought it, given the situation. Like Turner
that was about, she's going to be in that jury. And he's like, I have just messed with her.
But he's even said it. He's like, if I lose her vote, I don't really care. I
did like that he told her, he was like, when I said this, I expected one of two responses. One being, no, I'm married to this idea that I don't care what you have to say. And two being, oh, I didn't think of that. Let's figure out something else. Didn't realize you would, like, I've never lost a parent, so I didn't understand the emotional, like, connection to that idea or whatever.
Going all the way to heaven.
So Turner did great in the conversation. She's the worst.
Just Photoshop.
She really does think that it's gonna go all the way. That's why she thought. That's why she said, "You care more about that bird's life than my daddy's." Daddies.
Photoshop Jasmine's face on Creed, and it'd be like Jasmine on her dad's birthday. We had a funeral for a bird.
None of that's true.
They did have a funeral for an onion.
They did, and that got weird though. That created more drama. Fucking
there was drama
Turner,
that day.
Eating all his vegan food.
I need to know more about this.
All of his leftover HOH food. Indy just sliced it up and made it out for everybody. And
he was a have-not the week after he was HOH, so he just had some of his leftovers, and Indy cooked it all for everyone, and he couldn't eat it, and he had a lot of dietary restrictions. She sure does. Yeah, as I said, Indy looks like a disco skunk right now. It's her punishment from the veto.
That's the Yankee swap veto we were talking about, where like the first person gets to be like, that's out. It's like, oh, you pick your prize, so obviously you take HOH, and then as you go out, you're like, well, I want the I want the veto, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then you swap it out, and like there's always like punishments. It's like you could either wear this dumb costume or have the veto.
Yeah.
Like,
wait. It's a disco skunk. Is that a term? That's a slang term that people use that I'm not aware of?
No, I think it's just an accurate description.
Okay.
She had that pink outfit
thing,
on,
but I didn't
and
see a skunk tail or anything.
No, she had
she was a mohawk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's her. I think they're calling it a punkatard or something.
But it's like black, and then the middle of it's got pink in it, so I get like the skunk.
Okay.
Yeah, they gave her pink, hair dye for the rest of her hair. If you really want to get into character, and she said, "My hair cost my whole life." So no.
They wanted her to dye her hair?
Like a temporary pink.
What is this, America's Next
She was
Top
in the
Model?
bathroom, like people were talking in the bathroom, and I can't remember who it was, but they were like, "I can't take you seriously." I guess she's like putting on the outfit.
No, it's
and
intense.
I just can't take you seriously because there's like shoulder pads with it now too. Yeah. They're like all big and floppy, and
doesn't look punk at all. Not at all.
Yeah, it looks like you'd be like a rave or something.
It's
but
like with the gin.
I'm sure we'll find a lot more about that on Wednesday. Let's get to the power rankings. Let's do that before we get out of here. we did kind of allude to like we don't really know how these are gonna go. So Allison's watched more feeds. They feel like we should wait. You should go last. So we'll
I
say
feel
the
like
best
because
for last.
I've watched the feeds, my power ranking is the most screwed up right now, probably.
But they probably makes the most sense.
That's the most controversial, I think.
Yes.
I don't know. But I'll go first. I'll lead us off.
Disco Scott.
We're gonna go from 5 to 1. I'm gonna start with Taylor. I feel like I'm just putting her there because she's HOH. Honestly, that's really Kyle seems like he's got a lot of blood on his hands that's about to happen anyways, whether he does save Alyssa or not. Because then they're like, yo, he's not really loyal, even if he is being loyal to his alliance. Like, he's not loyal because he just threw his girl. And it's one of those you're fucked either way. So Kyle, right there. I was gonna put Brittany at 5, but I was just she's not gonna win, right? Taylor has a better chance of winning this game than Brittany does. I don't think Taylor has a great chance of winning this game.
Sorry,
Taylor's
I was laughing
5.
at blood on his hands because last night.
Oh,
That's not the only place he's got blood in. I'm saying.
Yeah, we know.
You guys know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
I'm sure it would also be on his hands.
But that's not just where, though.
That's not the only place.
That's not all I'm talking about. Number 4, I have our Eco King Turner. Because in a lot of what's happened, I don't know if he's going to be the winner of this season, but I think a lot of Joseph's names on people's radars right now. You got Monty's names on people's radar. Michael, Brittany, they're getting talked about. Taylor now, I don't know where that's going to go with. Kyle definitely is going to be a target. Turner should be targeted, but he's not. And I think he's good enough at winning comps where if he gets further in the season, he can win some stuff. He could have 3 HOHs and maybe some veto wins and stuff like that. I could see Turner racking up some comps to kind of, as the season winds down, as there's less people competing or less people have to worry about in the house. And it just seems like he's not necessarily in a pair, and there are people that are paired up. You messing with the dog right now?
Yeah, she found a toy that is plastic, and she has torn a hole in it, and it looked like she was chewing on a part of it. So I had to yell at her.
But yeah, just Turner just seems like not the best player in the game right now, but I like him a lot. And he's just he's there, he's in the right alliance, but he's not attached to the alliance like a lot of other people are. So I think he kind of if a bunch of shit hits the fan, I think Turner comes out of it okay. Mm-hmm. And that gets you a little bit further, which gives you the opportunities to make the moves at the end. Number 3, I got Monty. Yeah, he was Taylor mentioned him as there are still big fish out there. There's still big threats out there. But I think that Monty, I put slightly below Joseph, even though I think Joseph's got a higher elevated risk of going out right now. Just the way that people are looking at him, whether or not he's middling or not. But I think Monty's been more solid with the leftovers, even though he hasn't super been solid with the leftovers. But he's won the competitions. He's got that going for him. And I don't know. I feel like Joseph and Monty could easily have flip flopped for me. But I got Monty at 3. Then 2, I got Joseph, just because the show's not giving him the credit that he deserves. This guy's been he is playing in the middle of the house. They are kind of on him playing in the middle of the house, but he's a great negotiator. He is the guy in the bathroom that goes and talks to every girl, because he does talk game somewhat to every single person in the house. A lot of times you're well, that guy's not gonna work. That guy's not working with me. All we do is just shoot the shit whenever they're hanging out. He's so have you talked to Michael? I don't know. And it's very harmless game talk that you can't well, Joseph told me this, and it's I don't know. I just haven't really he's good at just making you give him information, but not giving a ton, or giving very vague information. I think Joseph he's crushing it so far at this game. And then number 1, I know he's a threat, but Michael's gonna win this game if he gets to the end. And right now, it's kind of if we had done Survivor power rankings, I know Jonathan didn't win Survivor the most recent season, but it's I would have had Jonathan number 1 for 90% of the season, because it's
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he will win because he is a threat, and it's at some point they're gonna have to go after him. But tell me somebody that's going to beat this guy in the end. It doesn't matter. If you got to the end with Michael, I don't think Michael even needs a speech. I think Michael just like, you guys saw it. You guys saw it. Like, so Michael is my one, and I he's the best player in the game. Yeah, he's got people targeting him right now, but I think Michael is easily the best one, at least in my power rankings. So those are I got Michael, Joseph, Monty, Turner, and Taylor.
That's what you did last week.
Well, I do switch it up like during the day. Like I like some days like I'll have like I had Joseph at 3, and then I moved Joseph back up this afternoon. I had Brittany and Kyle at one point like at 5, and then I swapped them with Taylor. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I'm glad that I'm consistent.
Yeah,
I'm consistent. Emma, what do you got?
Okay, so my number 5 is controversial. It's Kyle.
Problematic.
One, he has a lot of power at this very moment right now.
Yeah.
He's either going to draw a line, either way. He's going to stick with his alliance, or he's going to jump ship and create this new alliance that's still pretty powerful. Like, it's got Michael, it's got Brittany. It's I don't think Alyssa's really athletic, but he's got a pair. You know, it's 2 pairs. That's great. Number 4, I unfortunately have Michael. I feel like he's great everywhere, but 3, 2, 1, they don't include him in things. So I haven't said my 3, 2, 1, but those people are in higher power, and like, yeah, he's got to go on if he gets to the end, absolutely, but he's got to get to the end. So right now he has to win all of the time to get to the end, and that's terrifying.
Okay.
Number 3, Turner. Just fun-loving Turner. He's not the strongest threat. He's not creating the plans.
He's not got a target, really.
But he's got no target, and he's just following along.
Besides
And
Jasmine, who targeted him.
Yeah, he's making people laugh. He's
talking with Jasmine, which is really, I think, what we all love about him.
Yeah, and he's good at damage control. You know, and so, like, he ate the muffin, right? And it took a lot of people, they know that. A lot of people knew that, and they didn't tell on him. I mean, someone did, but, like.
That's very true. You had people that were just like, fuck it, we're not going to get into this.
Number 2, Joseph. I think everything you said, he's smooth as butter, but he's doing almost too much, and it worries me because he's
doing too much, but not enough at the same time.
He's doing too much social, and that threatens these people who, I don't know, it's threatening, because that's how you're going to get your jury votes, not because you did all these competitions, because like the nerdiest guy is winning the most competitions, so it's kind of like it's a weird season that way. And number 1 is Monty. I think he's the head of the snake right now. He's also is not in great control.
But it also seems like his target level went down this week compared to last week. So it's like, I do get what you're saying. I understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
With that. Because Joseph did get talked about this week. Monty, even though Taylor mentioned that in the nominations, it's like, he's probably not the one going on.
No, I don't think he's the one going on. I feel like he's the top of the funnel. You know, when they try to make decisions, they're like, is Monty okay with that? But like, he's not really in charge, but he's like the dad.
But he's kind of the voice of reason in a lot of things, where like that conversation they had with Taylor when she was trying to decide where it was leftovers. He's like, look, I mean, I understand you don't want the blood on your hands, and I'm not telling you need to put Jasmine up in anything, but like, this is the point where like, we got, like, there's only this many of them left. This is where somebody's going to get blood on your hands, you know? And like, it's like, yeah, it's easier that Monty's saying that now. And I don't know if that's what Monty would have done if he was HOH, but like the logic that he's got in a lot of the conversations, it makes sense.
I think it's interesting that he's younger than a lot of the people in the house. Like, he's younger than Kyle. He's younger than Jasmine.
They could beat them all up, and that's.
I think he's younger than Taylor, maybe. I think Monty's like 25.
He's 27. But yeah, he looks old. He has got like the dad respect about him, where you're like, we just do what he says. So yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Monty, Joseph, Turner, Michael, and Kyle. All right, Allison. Wrap it up.
Sorry. This is the least confident I've ever been about this.
There's no factual stuff behind any of ours anyways.
I know, but I could also see literally every single one of these people leaving next week because of the twist. I think this is a really good twist.
That's next week's power rankings problem.
Well, they took they're taking away
True.
power.
But I know what I know about it. Okay, so for five, I have Joseph because he has 4 people in his alliance of 7 annoyed with him for writing the line. He's, the other side somehow thinks that they're with him, but also kind of questions him at the same time, especially with the Taylor showmance. So, I mean, he's doing well. It's just, I could see somebody taking a shot when he was originally the plan for all of the leftovers who agreed on this for some reason. He was going to be the renom.
Oh, yeah.
That seems like it wasn't this week. That was like a day ago. And yeah, and Michael and Brittany were like, if he's up there, we should definitely take that shot.
That's why Michael's the king.
Right. So like, if he makes it on the block, he's gonna go. But is he gonna get on the block? I don't know. For number 4, I have Turner for the same reasons. He's not anybody's target. I don't even necessarily think he's Jasmine's target. I think he annoys Jasmine, but I don't think she's coming after him. He's playing, I think that if you look at, he's not even a floater because he's clearly with one side.
He's good at winning comps too. He just hasn't.
Loyal.
And like all of his reasoning for like falling and stuff is like, I'm going to save my forearms. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to he could win a lot more. He could go Casey at the very end. He could go sicko mode if he wanted to.
Absolutely. So like, I mean, he's almost playing a floater game, but without being a floater at all, where like he's just not noticed. Nobody really cares that he's there.
Yeah.
And he has
not just because of the hair, but like is that I'm part of a really strong male alliance, but But
he also had Amanda to tie to it, to where she was the big shield in front of him.
Yeah. Let's just be real there.
But she also like let him get further because she was the target, not him.
Which maybe he did on purpose.
Yeah, so I've seen
he did on purpose.
A few people comparing him to McCrae for the same reason, where he's just like the chill dude that like nobody cares if he's there during a conversation. He's quiet. He realized that Taylor was getting influenced with like everybody that she was talking to, so he just laid up in the HOH room and was listening to her music to like be another person, to be like, as soon as somebody walked out, be like, no.
That's kind. He's the kind of guy who walks you to your car after a party.
Yeah. And he loves the environment.
Yeah. He walks you to your bike. Excuse me, not your car.
Fair. In number 3, I have Brittany. She's one of Kyle's top 3 or 4. I don't know if you're counting Alyssa or not. If you're not, the top 3. She is the one that kind of made the move for Alyssa that all of the leftovers agreed with. This could blow back on her, but she could also fully escape it. And she is playing the game to everybody else to come in second. But she's got enough moves of her own, or I think she would have enough of an argument where, depending on who she's in final 2 with, her speech could win her the game. I think depending on who she's with, she was on the outside, she was backstage, she was then in the majority alliance, she was the one who was suggesting things. She's not going to beat some people, but I think she would have her fair shot at beating quite a few of them if she could make a good speech. For number 2, I have Michael. He dropped because he might be shooting himself in the foot right now. Michael and Brady have been wanting Kyle to be the one to break up the leftovers since the leftovers started and are essentially getting what they want. But they wanted to be on Kyle's side of it, I guess, because they knew that they wouldn't be able to be the ones to take the shot at Monty or Joseph. But I just am concerned with how things are headed for him. I could see if Michael and Brittany are separated next week, I think definitely one or both of them are going. That's going to be an issue. And then number 1, I have Monty because he is the biggest target in the house. Yet the only person who said his name this week was Taylor. And that was fake.
It's the Jackson Mickey effect where you're like, he was targeted every week. He was never targeted.
He's literally never been targeted. Sat on the block once. And that was pre-veto.
It's true.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Like, he's in a
he could
really
win the game.
good spot.
Easily win the game.
Yeah. I think he beats everybody but Michael in a final, too.
I was going to say, Monty and Michael at the end would be the perfect
Joseph.
one right now.
I would say
I think Joseph loses either of them.
I don't know. Like, Jasmine, he's got such
Monty's
a pull on the
won
girls.
a game. Monty won in HOH. Joseph hasn't won anything yet.
Okay, but there would be
No, I
people like
agree.
Taylor and Jasmine in there who don't value those things.
But when you get to the end, who do you think Taylor's going to vote for? Because you know that she's not going to vote against. But who do you think Taylor's going to vote for?
Touche.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to be that guy, but I'm trying to look logistically from votes.
yeah,
I think how that goes.
I see it. I honestly,
I'm not judging it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying.
yeah. I think he
probably
kind
what
of underdogged which, like, he's not an underdog, so I don't know why that's the term, but like he's not on anyone's radar, and I don't know how.
Yeah. I mean, he had like such a rough start, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
we were
I
all
wanted
really
him
unsure
out
about
at the
Yeah,
beginning.
we were like, I don't know what to do with this guy. Like, I thought he had so much potential, and then he was just like flailing around, and now he's just really tightened up. I'm proud of you, Monty.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Yeah, he's playing a lot less sloppy. And again, being the voice of reason, I think they're gonna look at him like, well, we did follow kind of what he said and all of those. So like that's controlling the house. That is a good argument to have. But yeah, I don't disagree with Monty being number 1 in either of y'all. And I kind of wish that I had moved him ahead of Joseph looking at it. But I don't know. There's always next week. We're halfway through the fucking season too.
That's crazy.
I know. We're halfway through, and there's still 11 people in the house.
Well, because we're gonna get do we get 2 double evictions?
I don't know. So 2 people are leaving next Thursday. And I don't know. I don't want to be doing Big Brother math again.
Yeah, we'll do that as they explain it, and then we'll get into it. Like, you don't need to look that far ahead just yet. But that, I think, is just about it. Like, that was a lot. We did it an hour. I thought we were probably going to be a little bit short. We still did about an hour. Power rankings always makes it go longer. But at Pastor Gabe Rogers, follow on iTunes or on Instagram and Twitter. There you go. Subscribe to us on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you're listening to us. Give us a 5-star review. If you're watching us, go and hit that subscribe button on the podcast. If you're listening to us, join us and join the chat after each episode where we break down everything. B Bean is saying 11 players left. Finale night is Sunday, September 25th. 6 Thursday evictions left.
That's really fun to say. B-Bean.
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 Which makes it only the double of next Thursday then. Because this Thursday is going to bring it down to 10. And then the 2 on finale night would bring it down to 8. And then the double. Right?
Yeah,
I don't know what I did.
We're getting.
No, I'm laughing because
we said we weren't going to do the math. We're trying to do the math.
We waited. We're going on our honeymoon the next day. We postponed our honeymoon for Big Brother.
So you guys don't think we're dedicated to this podcast?
I love that.
Because Emma's doing a class right now, and she's like, "Well, I got to wait for this week. Like, let's do it the week after." And I was like, "But like the finale of Big Brothers, then what if we just do like 1 more week?" And then we're good.
People in our real life. That's just how it worked out.
Well, that's not all. It's also not how it worked out specifically. But
no, but they don't need to know that we
just
postponed
push
for
it
a
back.
TV
Yeah,
show,
you guys know
television
that.
show.
I support it.
Secret.
Don't ever say we're not dedicated. Pat's all. Oh, Pat's too sweepy to do this. I'm fucking pushing my honeymoon back to fucking do this podcast.
You were drunk this morning.
I was. But yeah, that's it, guys. At Pass Great Bro, I'm at Alex J. Middleton. Emma's at Little EM tweets. Allison is at Affable Allison. Please share us with a friend that watches Big Brother. It would mean a lot. I appreciate all of you guys sticking around with us. Again, sorry for the late start, but we should be on time on Wednesday. Have a great week. We'll talk to you Wednesday. And until then, hold on. I have to pull my. I forget we have an outro, but until then, pass the gravy, bros.
Big brother, it's Big Brother. It's my brother, it's your brother, it's our brother. It's his brother, it's her brother, it's their brother. On Pass the Gravy, bro.